right on the money.
Introducing new Mazola Right Blend, the only blend of pure corn and canola oils, with 1 gram of saturated fat per serving.
It's a low saturated fat oil. It tastes great.
For sautéing, tossing, or baking, use new Mazola Right Blend and blend good taste into your healthy cooking. New from Mazola.
An 18-month-old Chicago boy remains in critical condition tonight, nearly a day after a hit-and-run driver ran over him. Little Alejandro Camacho is in intensive care now at Children's Memorial Hospital. Last night, he wandered into busy Argyle Street near Kedzie when a speeding car rolled over him and kept going. The 18-year-old driver later turned himself in. For the first time in nearly 12 years, women today are scheduling abortions at Cook County Hospital. Lawsuits seeking to stop the abortions are expected this week. But barring any last-minute court decisions, abortion services at the hospital will resume on Thursday.
Topping the Channel 2 Money Watch report for tonight, first-class seats for the price of full coach. Northwest Airlines wants to lure more business flyers, so they are making the first class for full coach offer. But don't head out to O'Hare just yet to get the deal. Here's the catch. It's only good if you leave from one of 28 airports. That includes O'Hare. But the flight must be routed through the Northwest hub cities of Detroit, Memphis, or Minneapolis. Now, if you fly the Chicago Skyway, there's a good chance you'll be shelling out 25 cents more for the privilege. The toll for the 7.8-mile expressway will hit $2 if the U.S. District Court approves. The little-used Skyway needs $50 to $100 million in repairs. Olympian Jackie Joyner-Kersee has hit gold again, but this time it's for marketing deals. The two-time gold medalist in the heptathlon now has signed agreements to endorse an information system, a bottled water company, and a sunglasses firm. She is expected to make $1 million from all her endorsements.
More and more companies are shooting commercials right here in Chicago. They're choosing the Windy City over Los Angeles and New York because it's cheaper. As Channel 2's Mike Chalinas reports, it's a matter of dollars and cents.
Some other guys think they're tougher than Midas. They claim they can beat us. They're blowing smoke.
They're big-time commercials featuring big-time stars. But they aren't being shot in New York or Los Angeles. Instead, advertisers have said no to the coasts and yes to Chicago.
Why is it that so many advertisers are shooting their commercials here now?
To a large degree, it's a matter of cost. It takes about a third more to shoot on the West Coast and the East Coast.
In fact, it's 34% cheaper to film in Chicago than New York or Los Angeles, where the average cost of a camera person for 12 hours is almost $4,500, as opposed to just $1,800 for a camera person here.
But it's more than just low production costs that brings advertisers here to shoot their commercials. Another reason is the quality of the work that's done here by directors like Bob Ebel.
Ebel is famous for the way he uses children in commercials, like this national spot for Flintstones vitamins. Quality work that Ebel attributes to Chicago's growing film community and changing times.
The support people are great now. We have cameramen, DPs, we have gaffers, people like that. Better support for the better directors.
In the city of Chicago, there are at least 10 production houses turning out nationwide commercials and employing over 5,000 people.
I think it'll continue to grow. Will it ever be as big as LA? I don't think so. I'm sure it won't be. But possibly as large as New York.
Which would mean more jobs and more money to one of the city's fastest growing industries. Mike Chalinas, Channel 2 News.
Chicago's commercial production industry made an estimated $60 million last year.
AccuWeather forecast coming up. If you hope today's showers would go away for good, think again. Details after a break.
And we'll tell you the special story of the Gold Coast Good Samaritan.
Announcing IBM's newest personal computers. They're packed with features, and they're now at a low Best Buy price. Get this IBM 386SX package for just $15.96 at Best Buy. It has a 129 meg hard drive, 2 megs memory, PGA color monitor, 24-pin printer, software, and accessories, all for just $15.96. And this week, get 0% financing for 1 year on all IBM computers. They're new, they're IBM, and they're at Best Buy.
Something extraordinary is going on. Wall Street is moving. It's moving out of New York all the way to Chicago. Because now Wall Street is moving to Citibank. At Citibank, you'll find expert investment consultants who will help you choose what's right for you. From over 600 mutual funds, stocks, bonds, and money market funds. Because Wall Street is moving to Citibank.
From the creators of Les Miserables comes their newest, most memorable musical ever. Now you can see a story of passion fired by war, a dream that eluded despair, a young girl fighting for the greatest love of all, her child. This is the love story you will never forget. This is Miss Saigon. Performances begin October 3rd. You can get tickets. Call 312-559-2900.
It's no secret how kids feel about white bread. But there is something you may not know. Delicious butternut white bread checks out healthy, too.
No saturated fat, high in complex carbohydrates, no cholesterol.
So you can feel as good serving butternut as your kids do eating it.
Butternut white bread really is good.
Which is why every meal with butternut white bread makes for a very happy ending.
Autumn, fall is just a few days away, and summer's back again.
I know. Well, it really suits this kind of season that we've had, right? Finally, summer gets here, and you've got about 10 days left to enjoy it. But for the rest of this week, it's going to seem summer-like Adele mentioned. Take a look at the numbers. They feel fine at this hour, especially after the rain has come and gone. 75 to 78 degrees, depending on where you live, and it should stay pretty comfortable this evening. Although some folks were complaining about how high the humidity has been. I guess that's because of all the clouds that we've had rolling through. The winds out of the south now at 8 miles an hour. They will stay that way for the next couple of days. A taste of summer today, and AccuWeather says a taste of summer most of this week. Now, one thing that we are still going to have around here, despite the fact that the rain is gone, are the clouds. We are stuck in the clouds for most of tonight, so don't expect completely clear skies. We don't expect it to be completely rain-free either because of what's popped up in portions of Iowa. We keep the threat of at least a couple of showers, of thunder showers around here later on tonight. This storm that caused it all will slip to the north and east of us overnight tonight, so we might get a better break tomorrow. But let's wrap it up. Partly cloudy, hazy, and humid for all of us. Maybe a scattered shower or thunder shower developing later on tonight. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, it's going to be a foggy start, so be careful in the morning. There could be some areas of patchy fog. By noontime, partly sunny, breezy, and warm, and like we started off saying, a bit of summer, not just today, but look at that, for the rest of the week, 80 to 85 degrees. See you back here at 10.
Steve. An elderly woman on the near north side of Chicago is robbing the city treasury every year of a small fortune. Walter Jacobson caught her today in the act, so she's the subject of his perspective.
Bill, her name won't ring a bell to many people. It didn't to me, but for the record, it is Adeline Nadler, and for the neighbors, it's the nicest name in town. Adeline Nadler of the Gold Coast near Michigan Avenue at the water tower, scoping and scanning the parking meters, not to take, but to give. She's plugging the meters, robbing the city of the fines these drivers would have to pay if she weren't plugging the meters. Mostly the drivers are students at Quigley Seminary and Loyola who are in class for long periods of time and can't come out.
And then when you come out to pay the meter in between classes, it's too late. You already have the ticket, so you're stuck with the $20 fine. And they say, well, then park in the garages are full after 9 o'clock.
When Adeline takes a walk, before she walks, she stuffs her purse with quarters, maybe 10 or 12, and goes around the block. She's 82 years old and loves to do it, and the kids love her. But some are worried about her, and so the great debate they have is maybe she shouldn't.
It is nice. It is nice, right? It is nice, but it's also illegal. I don't feel that's illegal, because someone is paying the meters, so they're getting paid.
It doesn't matter whether or not it was a good or bad idea. It was just nice.
It is nice to come up to your car expecting a ticket and finding Adeline instead.
That's very nice. I get it on the other side. That's so nice. Thank you. Thank you.
And she's on her way to plug another. She's very serious about it. And she doesn't like it when a meter maid says to stop.
I says, but you've already given 3 tickets, and I said, and I'd like to put the meters, put the quarters in the meters so the rest of them don't get tickets. And she says, don't you think they can read? I says, sure they can read, but they're in class.
Now, how's that for a personal contribution to education? She spends maybe $15 to $20 a week making her own private scholarship grants. The Adeline Nadler Foundation for Higher Learning. Loyola ought to give her an honorary degree.
Here, here. Thanks, Walter. Notre Dame coach Lou Holtz apologizes for his behavior after the Irish tied Michigan.
Still ahead at 6, and despite a bitter defeat in New Orleans, the Bears are still able to smile for the cameras today.